Hello everyone, welcome to a tutorial of the basic commands of command prompt. Now, I know what you're thinking, command prompt? And this is what you might be expecting right now. But let's not get too hasty with ourselves, because this is only a basic tutorial. If anything else, this will be the reality.
Password. आज करेंगे नासा को हैक.
So, without further ado, let's begin the lesson. To begin, of course, you will need the command prompt. To do so, just simply press the Windows button plus R and then type CMD. And now, let's begin the actual tutorial. The first command is change directory. Now, think of a directory as like the battleground. It is the address of where you want to operate something. If I want to operate something in the downloads folder, like delete a file or create a file or something, then you need to head over to the downloads directory in order to be able to do that. Make sense? The basic directory shown in your command prompt would look something like this. Now, open a new folder to the directory as shown in your command prompt. These are the files found in the directory of your command prompt. If I want to change the directory, let's say desktop, then this is where the change directory command comes into play. To do so, type cd and then space, and then type the file in which you want to change the directory. In this case, desktop. Question: what if I want to move one directory higher? Good question mark. In order to do that, just simply add two dots after the cd command, like so. And I can go on until I reach what is called a root directory. And if you want to go back, you can do so just as how you would normally open a folder, like so, and change it to desktop. Desktop is typically the most common place to test the basic commands of command prompt, which you will see later in this video.
The next command is the directory command, or dir. What the dir command does is that it simply shows the list of files found in the directory of your command prompt. As of now, the directory in my command prompt is on desktop. If we go to our desktop, then these are the files that we can find. So if you use dir command, it shows the list of files that are found in your desktop. As simple as that. The next command is the make directory, or mkdir. The command is simple. What it does is that it creates a new folder in your current directory. The basic syntax is basically you type mkdir and then you type the name on which you want to name the new folder. For instance, let's say mkdir test file. And once done, you can look at the directory, and as you can see, there's a new file created called test file. The next command is the remove directory, or rmdir. In contrast to the make directory command, what the remove directory command does is basically remove a specific folder or file in your directory. The basic syntax goes like this. First, you type the command, then the parameters, and then the name of the folder. Let's set aside the parameters for now and just focus on just removing the folder. As we did before, we created this test file folder, and what we're going to do now is remove this folder from our desktop directory. So type rmdir and then followed by the file name, which is test file. Now when we look at our desktop directory, which you can use the dir command to show, but for the sake of clarity, let's just show the actual desktop, and you can see that the test file folder is now gone. Now what we did before only applies to the folders that are empty, but what if the folders contain some files in it? This is where the parameters comes into play. Let's put the test file back into our desktop again, and then add some random folders inside it. Now when we try to use the rmdir command again, it will show that the directory is not empty. To remove the test file, we need to add the /s after the rmdir command. So rmdir and then the parameter /s and then the name of the file, which is the test file. Now if we look at our actual desktop again, you can see that the file is successfully deleted. The next command is help. What help does is that first, it basically gives you the list of commands that you can do in the command prompt. And then second, it gives you a syntax of specific command. So if you type help right now in your command prompt, it shows all the available commands you can do in the command prompt. And that's the first thing. The second thing is that we can add a specific command on the help command. So let's say help. So as you can see, the command prompt tells us what help command does and what its syntax is. The command prompt tells us that help command provides help information for Windows commands. It also shows the syntax right here. You can also do this to other commands as well, such as help dir or help mkdir or whatever command you want to know more about. And that's basically it for the help command. The next command is the copy command. What this command does is that it copies the contents of a specific folder in a specific directory and then pastes it in a specific folder in a specific directory. In our directory, we have our receive file, and in our desktop directory, we have our source file, which contains a bunch of files of it. The process that we will do is copy the files inside the source file and then paste it inside the receive file. To do this, we use the copy command. Just type copy followed by the directory of the folder of the source, which is in the desktop where we are right now, and followed by the directory of the folder in which the files are to be pasted, just like so. Now if we look at our received folder, we can see the files inside the source file are successfully copied. The next command is the move command. It is basically like the copy command, except you're just moving the file from one directory to another. We'll use the test file again as an example. You type the move command, and then since we are already in the desktop, we type test file, and then followed by the directory where you want to move the test file. Let's move it towards the D drive. After doing so, you can see that the test file is moved towards the D drive. The next command is the rename command. What it does is it simply renames the specified folder. The syntax is just you type the rename command followed by the name of the folder you want to be renamed. In this case, the haha folder followed by the name you want to rename the folder. In this case, let's just try to rename it into test file. So to demonstrate, rename haha test file. Now as you can see, the haha file has been successfully renamed to test file. The next command is the delete command. The difference between the delete command from the rmdir command is that the rmdir command removes folder, while the delete command removes files. Using test file as an example, currently we are at the desktop directory. We need to move it to the test file in order to test the delete command. Now if you look at the test file using the dir command, you can see that it contains a bunch of files. File 1, File 2, and File 3. To use the delete command, simply type the delete followed by the file name. So del file 1, and if I want to add more, just simply add the file name. So del file 1, file 2, file 3. Now as you can see, the files file 1, 2, and 3 are now completely deleted from the test file folder. And that's how you use the delete command. The next command is the type command. What it basically does is that it types the context of the text file. In this example, we have speech text. Inside the speech text, we have the words good morning. Let's place this speech text inside the desktop so that it is within the directory of our command prompt. Now, to demonstrate the type command, we write type followed by the text name, which is speech, with a specified file type, so speech text. So what the command prompt does is that it types good morning to the screen, since it is what the speech text contains. The next command is the echo command. Earlier, we know that the speech text contains a good morning text. Now, what the echo command does is that it appends something to what it is already inside the specified text. So, if you want to add ladies to the good morning text, we type echo followed by the text we want to append, in this case ladies, followed by the two greater than symbols, and then followed by the text file, which is in this case speech text. Now, if you use the type command, we can see that it now shows good morning ladies. Now, if you want to completely override the whole text, we need to use one greater than sign instead of two. Say, if you want to override the good morning ladies with good evening everyone, we write echo followed by the text we want to overwrite the current text, in this case good evening everyone, followed by one greater than symbol, and then followed by the text file. Now, if you use the type command, we can see that it now shows good evening everyone, and that's basically what the echo command does.
The next command is the FC command. What the FC command does is that it basically compares two files. In this example, we have speech1 the text and speech2 the text. We wanna know what are the differences between these two files. So we type FC space speech1 the text and speech2 the text. As you can see, speech1 the text contains good morning everyone, while the speech2 the text contains good afternoon everyone. And that's basically it for the basics of the FC command. The next command is clear screen or CLS. As you can see right now, my command prompt is super messy. If you want to clear everything, just type CLS. It helps. The next command is shut down. Without using the graphic interface, we can shut down the computer by typing shutdown /H to put Windows in hibernation mode and /O to restart your PC and show advanced menu on startup. This concludes the basic commands of command prompt performed by Patrick Dolby Calagahan and Renzo Luis Ejem from CPE 2B. Thank you for watching.